Hi, my name is John Kelly, and I want to talk to you about multiple fatalities and wrongful death claims in Phoenix. So, with a wrongful death claim, oftentimes we see multiple people that have passed because of the negligence of another. And this often happens in unique cases such as major trucking accidents. Sometimes it's a bus accident. Other times it's industrial accidents that have gone wrong, chemical exposure. Sometimes it's an explosion. So when you have multiple parties that have all passed by the same negligence, there's some unique factors that are important to take into consideration. One of those is that oftentimes we're dealing with a corporate policy in these kind of cases, especially with a trucking accident or explosions, that kind of thing. There's going to be typically a corporation involved that's going to have a commercial policy. So there may be limitations to the amount of money that can be claimed by all multiple parties. And the good news about corporate or commercial policies is they're usually in the millions. But if you do have 10 claimants and the commercial policy is maxed out at 10 million, you need to start looking at what might happen with multiple parties. There are certain corporations that may have $1 million policy. There's others that will have $100 million policy. You need an attorney that understands how to look into that, how to figure out what their policy may look like. So one of the important things in these kind of cases is if there are multiple parties, you want to make sure that you're ensuring that you're taken care of, because you want to get out ahead and make sure that you're establishing yourself as a claimant before all the other people do too, and making sure that you're getting the research done and things in place so that when the claim is made, you have solid foundation and the ability to, maximize and really communicate what you've been through. It's good to hire an attorney early to get working on the case, to investigate the case, to look for multiple sources of recovery. It's sometimes in your best interest to work with other parties, and oftentimes it is, that have claims. So if there are multiple claimants, it may make sense for you to know who those people are and talk to the same attorney in making that claim. And the reason being is any attorney who's pursuing a wrongful death claim is going to need to do a certain amount of investigation and hiring experts. And that costs money and time. And if you can share in the cost for the expert witnesses, for the investigation, and making sure that you're all kind of making a unified claim, that can save you money in dollar figures at the end of the case. It also gives you something that is important in these cases oftentimes, is leverage. If you're grouped with other people making that same claim, and the insurance company knows that they have multiple plaintiffs coming after them at the same time with a unified, very cohesive story about how this happened and how they are at fault, they are going to have a tremendous amount of pressure to get the case resolved. If they have multiple parties that are represented by multiple attorneys, that can work out to where they get it resolved, but they may not have that unified effort that all has the same story, that they know if these cases all go to trial, we're going to be in a bad way because they all have the same story that's, a unified effort. They understand the case. They understand the details of the case. And that's something that the insurance companies are going to be aware of and want to get off their docket of cases so that they're not risking too much by allowing it to go to trial. These cases can be very complicated. It's important to find a firm that has experience with these and understands the nuances. I'm happy to talk it over with you, give you a free consultation so that you can understand what you're up against and make sure that you're putting the things in place to move forward to get a good result. Please feel free to give me a call here at Kelly Law Team, 602-283-4122.